Okay, next let's make a duplicate of sheet 2 and label that 3. Okay, so let's get rid of this trend line. Okay, so now trend line. Okay, so you can have a trend line with a band. Okay. All right. So I think it's still trend line. So bring in trend line, linear, right? So now if you right click and edit trend lines. Okay, so this is how we changed the type of trend line, right? So now if you go down here, okay, and you see show confidence bands, if you check that, then you will have a confidence interval for each of these points plotted. Okay. Now the confidence interval for regression y hat, so this is the confidence interval for y hat. This is your y hat for the regression line. Okay, now this is a linear regression line. So y hat is of the form b sub 0 plus b sub 1 t, the time on the x-axis. Now if you remember your regression analysis from your stat class, okay, that you can build a prediction interval and a confidence interval for y hat, and there is a standard error formula that you use with t, and that standard error formula includes the value of x, so which means the standard error is going to be different for different x values. So as x increases, the standard error will increase, and as it gets closer to x bar, it becomes smaller and smaller, and as it goes away from x bar, it becomes larger and larger, because there is the term x minus x bar squared in the formula. Okay, so that's the reason. So when you multiply that standard error with the z-score, you get your margin of error. So this is the reason why as you get closer to the middle, the band is smaller. As you go away from the middle point, which is the average of the time values, the band increases, because the standard error increases. The x minus x bar squared value will increase, and that's the reason why you don't get an exact same band all the way through. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this. So now I'm going to get rid of the trend line. Okay, so let's now we can add what are called bands. Okay, so again you can have a constant line, right? Suppose if your weekly target is okay, and you bring in the constant line, okay, and you add a constant reference line for sales. Okay, if you drop it into week, you will have a date for which you will have a line. Okay, it will be a vertical line. Okay, instead you drop it in sales, and then you type in the value. So there you have the constant reference line of 85K.